of course, we got to talk about cooking. You kind of mentioned the kitchen quickly. For you, how does the kitchen and food and that act of preparing it together play a role in that peaceful home and the way you raise your kids?
I mean, partly it plays a role in developing community because if we want to have strong communities with shared values that will support each other, you have to break bread together. And I think sometimes we underestimate how that starts with the home. That starts with your own immediate family and even your extended family. Like, I think in a way, as Americans, we've in many ways dismissed our extended family and been all about like, oh, boundaries and my family this, my family that. But someday our kids are going to grow up and they're going to model what we did. Like, do we want our children to invite us over for Christmas, or do we want them to say, oh, you're kind of not my favorite people, so you can't come over this year? Do you know what I mean? And that does happen a lot in American culture, where we and I know sometimes there's toxic relatives you just can't have around, but I think often it's just personality differences or difference of application, or maybe you're annoyed that your mother tells you to clean up your bedroom. I don't know. And so I think, for sure, it starts with just being hospitable to your own children, your own family, gathering together, and maybe it's not like I do a lot of very simple, very boring meals. I'm not known for being like this amazing cook, but also we have our Passover meal every year, and that is like this really precious tradition. We have, and I'm not Jewish. We do it as a Christian celebration, but then we also have this like really special Christmas breakfast tradition where I make homemade cinnamon rolls, and these are anchor points in the year that my family can count on, that we're going to gather, the table's going to be set, it's going to be beautiful. And this is not an everyday thing for me, but every Sunday I make a meal and I invite all my adult children who live close by to come over for dinner. Every if people are in my home, we'll cook something and serve it to them. And so I think just not being afraid of simple meals, if that's what it takes to get your family gathered around the table, not being afraid to have people pitch in. We were making tacos the other night. We were frying the shells. I had my son fried a few shells. My husband fried a few shells. Like, it was a group effort. And so not being afraid to pull in people to help with the jobs is important as well.
I love that you said breaking bread together transmits values, and even just the thought of building community within our own family unit and then, yes, extended family too. I don't know if that's something that people always think about, creating that culture in your home